Hey guys, welcome to Michael's Market Mondays. Hope you guys had a great weekend. We had an opportunity here at Sutter Metals to celebrate our grand opening with all of our staff's family and the construction crews that participated in our Tacoma build out here. So that was super exciting. We were really happy to be able to do that. I'll kind of let Michael discuss a little bit about what's happening in the marketplace over the last week, because there has been quite a bit of movement. Unfortunately, not to the positive side, but I'll let Michael go ahead and talk about that and share all the good news.
Yeah, so there are some positives. The outlook, like we talked about last week, still remains strong in the Midwestern United States. If we do have a difficult winter, so looking at the Farmer's Almanac of all things, if they do have a really tough winter, that's going to change things on the supply side. So there is a lot of reason to believe that at least ferrous materials will have some strength going into this winter. The non-ferrous markets, we've seen copper drop 10 cents in the last week. So it had a nice run up, and we don't know that it's done at this point. So there's just a lot of volatility. There's a lot of question marks, and we're getting through that the best we can, dealing with our customers, and really it just always gets down to the same thing, right? Just dealing with our customers and creating the most value we can for them. So that's where we're at today, and we'll see where we're at next week.
So one of the things that is also involved with pricing and market conditions and things like that is the geopolitical climate. And so you're always wondering, as we're starting to get into the legislative session here in Washington, and we're starting to see what business policies are going to start being made here for this next season. We actually had a wonderful opportunity last week to speak with Chris Johnson and his team at AWB. So I'm going to go ahead and share some of that commentary with our group here, so you guys can see what issues they see that are going to affect the business climate here in Washington State this next legislative season. Hey guys, I'm Chad Sutter. I got the pleasure of introducing you to one of my good friends, Chris Johnson. Chris is the president of AWB. If you are in the business community and you do not know who Chris Johnson is, you are doing yourself a disservice. Chris has been an advocate for businesses here in Washington State for, I believe, the majority of your life. He's the reason why business is able to survive today. So I just want to introduce my friend Chris. He's had an opportunity to come here and chat with us today. And I want to be able to ask him a couple of questions. I want to ask him, to just share with us a little bit about AWB and the purpose and the mission that AWB fills here for small businesses in Washington State. So, yeah, great.
Thanks for having us today.
Yeah.
Thanks for allowing us to bring our staff team too.
Absolutely.
So you give me too much credit. They're the one who really does the work.
I don't know, man. I see you behind the scenes. You've made a lot of improvements. So, yeah.
Well, we're glad to be here.
Yeah. So tell me why AWB is important. Tell me about the mission.
Yeah, I think simplistically at the end of the day, AWB brings a bold voice for the private sector community to talk about how important a strong economy is for the state of Washington, how every single public sector dollar starts as a private sector dollar first. And so to do that means we have to have a strong economy. We have to have a skilled, trained, educated workforce. We have to have an infrastructure system that works, and we have to have a consistent and reliable regulatory environment.
And so with Chris today is Gary Chandler. Gary is Chris's right-hand legislative man. He has his finger on the cusp of everything happening in the Washington State Legislature. Whenever I have a question, he's the first call I always make. So question for Gary, what do you think is going to happen in this upcoming legislative session? What policy changes do you think are going to happen around businesses this session?
I think the first thing we're going to try to do is get the economy back up and going again. The economy needs to be growing, and it helps your business if that economy is growing. One of the things that I shared with legislators this morning, the first thing you do when you get back in to session, whether it be a special session in November or come January, is do no harm. Start there first. Don't go in automatically thinking we need new regulations, we need new revenue. Don't do that. Stop first and look and put your finger on the pulse in your district where you're at. Take a walk before you come to Olympia as I told Larry Springer, walk around Kirkland before you come to Olympia and look at those businesses and see how many are closed through this economy. Then come to Olympia and then let's talk about policy. Because right now, I really truly believe it's not about, we don't need new revenue. It's how do we get our economy growing again and how do we work together to do that? I think the other thing that I like coming out and visiting like this is to Chad, to see people like you that are dedicated to your business, but you're also dedicated to the environment. You're creating your own power. You put your own solar panels up here. That's a good steward. The way you treat the property out here, the land, making sure there's no oil and stuff around here. That's a good sign that you care about the environment, of which we say our members want to do that. Our members want to protect the environment because you have kids that you want them to be able to enjoy the environment like you did when you were a kid.
And I think that's the whole point and the whole mission of, why we're involved in recycling is because it's about living the model of sustainability. We've been incredibly blessed to be a part of this industry and to make that difference.
Yep.
So, and I wanted to just, thank you guys. I believe I'm your first stop on your manufacturing week tour. So can you share with everybody what your manufacturing week is and what it means to AWB?
Oh, yeah, that's a great question. So you are the first stop of the 2020 social distancing,
Up to you.
social distancing manufacturing tour this year. So we are really excited to get out there and celebrate the 6,500 manufacturers that are in the state, the 300,000 men and women who go to work every day in there, the average wage of nearly $80,000 a year right here in Washington state. That's what we get to celebrate. We're the most trade-driven state. That means we make really, really great things, every single type of product, and then we recognize most of our customers are outside our boundaries, so we have to trade and export it and send it out. So we get a chance to get out and look at the great things that are happening, the great people who make the products that we make, and then talk about the challenges and opportunities in front of them. But we're doing it in the middle of a pandemic, right?
Amazing.
It is really amazing. So we're having, the tour looks a little different this year. It's not the big bus that we typically have every year, but it's a really important conversation, right? Manufacturing is the heart of our state's economy. We've got some great sectors, whether it's technology or agriculture or others, but no doubt manufacturing has played a really critical role in building our economy and shaping our economy, and it will do so also on the back end, but we're gonna need to help it.
Awesome. So where are all the stops going to be this year? Where are you going to be seen?
We're going to be all throughout the west side. We're going to be in places like Kent and Vancouver and Tacoma and Everett. We're going to be in places like Spokane and Walla Walla.
It's amazing. Well, I hope you guys have a great tour, and I hope to see some great content from all the other manufacturers around here. So
Great.
Thanks so much for your time, you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us over.
Yeah. Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed watching that content that we were able to share with you. Chris and his team are just incredibly smart individuals, and I hope if you guys ever have an opportunity to reach out to AWB and participate in what they bring to this community. They are one of the largest business advocates here in the state, if not the largest, and the amount of resources that they have available for small business, medium businesses, even large businesses, as Boeing is represented by them as well. They provide a ton of value. So I encourage you to do that. Michael, you want to send us out then?
Yeah, thanks again, everyone, and look forward to another great week of great business here. Markets up, down, sideways. We're always here for you.